Tom Loeffler, how you feeling today?
Oh, it's great. Whenever we can come back to Madison Square Garden and have a fight like this with Triple G and Deverenchenko, these are the type of fights that the fans want to see. These are the type of fights that the fans look forward to. And the media, we had a great turnout here today at the press conference, and it's for the vacant IBF title.
Yeah, the face-off seemed very intense. What do you make of the face-off?
They're both professional. You know, they both respect each other. I think they both know where they stand in the sport. Sergey's trying to get to where Gennady is, and Gennady wants to get one of his titles back. So, you know, they're both professionals, and they understand the fighting doesn't start until October 5 here at Madison Square Garden.
Deverenchenko's a tough opponent for Golovkin. Absolutely. He's had a single loss, which was a close fight, and that was to Danny Jacobs.
Right.
Do you think his performance October 5th will truly determine the fact the Father Time, you know, is knocking?
There's only one way to find out. You know, the fans have to tune in to the Zone or buy a ticket here to Madison Square Garden to see how Triple G looks. I've seen him in training. I think he's still at the peak of his career, and I think he's going to show a lot of fans he still has a lot of knockouts left in his career.
Triple G has showed high interest in the rematch with Canelo. If he's victorious October 5th against Deverenchenko, how likely do you think it's possible for Canelo to give Triple G that rematch?
Yeah, that's a question for Canelo. We can't answer that question. It's not a secret. They were supposed to have fought already September 14th. So, you know, that's a question for Canelo. Triple G is ready. He's been ready. Even when Canelo vacated the title, he was ready when the WBC ordered the mandatory. So, you know, whenever Canelo decides if he's going to give him a third fight, then Gennady's just going to go on with his career. If he can win this title and go on another championship run, he's clearly one of the most marketable athletes, not only in boxing, but in sports.
Adding on to that, if the rematch with Canelo does not happen at all, where do you see Triple G? How do you see Triple G's future? Do you see him moving up perhaps to 168? You know, Billy Joe Saunders has called him out. You know, now that he's champion, you think he'll probably give him a fight?
With the cooperation now with Hearn, I think it opens up a lot of doors to other opponents. So the world doesn't, Triple G's world doesn't revolve around Canelo. Canelo is a great fighter. He's one of the highest profile fighters in the sport of boxing, and that would be a great third fight. But Gennady's going to go on with his business. We have a plan for him. If he can beat Deverenchenko, then we have a second fight plan for him, and then, you know, we'll see what happens for next year. But when you can sell at Madison Square Garden the way he does, it's he's blazing his own trail, which will start a second championship run.
As a promoter, can you briefly explain to us, like, how does this partnership with Hearn, how does that work? Like, how do you guys come to terms to work together?
A lot of people have asked me that. Triple G has his own promotional company. We have done all of his events. Partnering with Eddie not only opened some of the doors at the Zone on the financial side, but also on the opponents, on different shows. You know, Gennady has a fighter that he wants to fight in the UK. I think it just really complements each other, and then Eddie gets to work with one of the highest profile guys in the sport of boxing. So I've always had a good relationship with Eddie. We've done the Kel Brook fight together, and looking forward to doing many more fights together.
You know, showing that Triple G has shown like high interest in, you know, rematching Canelo. What do you make of Canelo potentially fighting Kovalev?
Well, if Kovalev wins this weekend, then look, that's a good fight too. You can't knock that fight. If Canelo goes up 2 divisions to fight Kovalev, you know, that's an interesting fight. I don't think it's as dangerous a fight as fighting Triple G a third time, and that's probably why he's chosen to go in that direction. But, you know, that's a great fight. You can't knock it, and you know, again, that would be one that you have to see when it happens to see how it plays out.
And then I want to ask you about the heavyweight division regarding AJ and Andy Ruiz. Like, there's been a lot of backlash of like why the rematch is going to take place in Saudi Arabia. What's your thoughts on that? And
yeah, it's really a question for Eddie. I know he's desperately working on putting this rematch together. That's going to be one of the most anticipated fights in the sport of boxing. We were here, Triple G, and I was sitting there watching that fight live. It was an exciting fight the first time, and I know it's going to be an exciting fight the second time. So that'll be on DAZN, and when that fight happens, it'll be something that the fans are looking forward to.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Now, can you let the fans know why they should tune in October 5th?
October 5. Don't miss the big drama show. Triple G is coming back to MSG and fighting Deverenchenko. It's going to be a tremendous fight.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.